we just witnessed a great comeback from Mamelodi Sundowns. I don't think a majority of Mamelodi Sundowns fans will be, ecstatic, happy over the performance of the boys in DRC. But that's how, CAF Champions League games are, especially if you are playing away. We will take the 3 points, but we also have to look at some phases of the game, the tactics that were applied by the coach as to going forward. Is he going to be applying the same things or not? I do go by the name of Oscar. Since football, we're engaged and discuss on anything to do with football, from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Mamelodi Sundowns wins this one 1-2 away from home in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now this means Democratic Republic of Congo will not be having any representative in the knockout stages. This is after also TP Mazembe, the giants of the country, lost to MS Alger yesterday evening, 1-0 through a penalty, and the ref of that game was our South African official Utom himself, Abongile. And Miami losing to Sundowns means that they also don't have a chance of sniffing into the knockout stages of CAF Champions League. We all know anyone who qualifies for the knockout stages gets a hefty $1 million, which is roughly just over 17 million rands. Now, this does not mean that Mamelodi Sundowns have qualified for the knockout stage. It means that the last day or last match day of the group will be crucial. Now, obviously, we all have to wait to see what's going to happen between the Morocco teams in the group that are playing at 9 o'clock tonight as to what is going to happen. Rabat are leading the group, 8 points. Mamelodi Sundowns having played a game more, 8 points as well, and then it is Raja Casablanca with 4 points, and the bottom of the table is Maniema. I think they are with 3 points. Now let's go to the game. We can't say there weren't chances created for both teams. I mean, Katambala, the one who scored, would have probably had a hat-trick today. There was a header chance, I think 2 of them. I mean, he was probably the tallest player on that field, and but he didn't utilize the chances. Now, you look at the goal they scored. I'm very disappointed with Grant Kekana. You can see the guy is, you don't have the pace. Take a yellow card for the team, man. You're at the center line. Take the yellow card for the team. You can't do that. The guy goes past you, and then Tebogo Mokoena tries to reach the guy. The guy outpaces him, and then Ronza is the last man. And that's also another poor way of conceding a goal as a goalkeeper. I mean, near post, we expected a better performance. Well, in that phase from Ronza William, the Interclub player of the year here in Africa, and disappointing way of conceding. Grant Kekana should have just taken a yellow card for the team. He didn't. Katambala outpaced Tebogo Mokoena, Ronza William, allowing that ball to go through his near post. And one must also say that, in that first half we could have scored a whole lot of chances. You know what? I'll say this, and I'll say this boldly. I understand that Arthur Salles hasn't had the best of starts, and on this game, he's probably going to be an easy target. There was a one-on-one that he could have maybe forced the keeper to save, but he missed everything. Missed the goalkeeper, missed the post, the ball having gone wide. And he's going to be an easy target from fans who are angry. Probably they see the over 60 million rands that was spent on him as a waste. And to be honest, he had a decent game. Yes, he missed chances, but you look at what was demanded from him as a number 9. He won some ball in the air. He won the balls in the air, and laid some balls for Nalende, for Ribeiro. So he had a decent game. Would have been better had he scored. And obviously, second half, it was a tactical change, taking him out and bringing in a quicker, more skillful Teshrik Matthews. Because I'm saying not just to protect Arthur Sales. I think that in the next game he cannot start the game. It's okay if he starts from the bench. I'm saying this because Ikram Reyners, the one who's been scoring left, right, and center. I mean, Ikram Reyners had a poor game. He was hiding himself. Sometimes I had wished that some of the chances that fell to a Ribeiro and a Sales, or even a Murena, could have fallen for a Reyners, because Reyners, he doesn't need a lot of chances. His strike rate is very, very, very good. He didn't have a lot of chances today. And but yeah, it is what it is. He just he was completely off, and he played 90 minutes of that game. Now, let's talk about something that is positive. The legend of Mamelodi Sundowns. I am talking about the apostle, pastor himself, the Namibian captain, Peter Shalulile. I mean, introduced in the 79th minute. We all thought that it was his goal. And it's okay to say it's his brace, although we know it's an own goal. But he had one of the best 10 minutes ever at Mamelodi Sundowns, scoring the first goal, a header. He was online, and obviously I'm an advocate for CAF to introduce VAR in group stages. We can't live like this. Any other day, this could have easily been judged offside. But the linesman was perfect. I mean, Shalulile, one defender that played him and online, and beautiful header, 1-1. It appeared like Mamelodi Sundowns were okay going to Pretoria with 1 point. But Allende, probably the one player that had really had a very good shift in the middle of the park. Just lobbed a ball, and Shalulile was there, and unfortunately for the defender, facing the wrong direction, the ball on his shin, on goal, and that's a 1-2 win for Mamelodi Sundowns. So for me, big up to Shalulile, probably my man of the match, because I had already given up even getting a point in this match. The number of chances that were missed, the way we were playing. If we're going to persist with building from the back, let's rather master it than just passing from the 6-yard box, 18-yard box, and then from there we hoof the ball, hoping that it reaches a Reyners who was failing to win any ball. But at least some balls that were reaching were going to a Sales would win some of them. But to build in the 6-yard box, 18-yard box, and launch the ball forward, it didn't really work well. So we didn't use or maximize the abilities of a Sperelem Kulise. Sperelem Kulise, I think his responsibility when we are building from the back is probably to be the driver. The ball would be given to Mukwena give it to Enalende, and the one person that should be linked between the last three and the midfield is Mkulis, or sometimes Enalende. Probably his responsibility was to drive that ball to the forwards, but that person was not there, except for us to be hoofing a lot of balls. Both teams had plenty of chances. I think the 1-2 scoreline is not a is not a reflection of what really happened in this game, because there were chances that could have been buried if the attacking forwards were good at what they were doing. I'm also pretty disappointed with how Lucas Ribeiro is playing. His decision making, I don't know what has gone wrong. Sometimes the weight of the pass is wrong when he has to pass the ball, he'll take a shot at goal. When he has to take a shot at goal, he'll do a wrong pass. So I don't know what's been happening. Yes, Reyners was just off today, and Sales had a decent game, 45 minutes. I'm not really complaining, although I know that a lot of fans will be gunning for his head because maybe of the price tag over his head. Now, obviously, tonight, probably majority of Mamelodi Sundowns fans will be hoping that ASFR will win that game, or at least get a draw against Raja Casablanca. And yeah, man, it's been an interesting group stage for us. To this day, I can't necessarily say I know and I understand how Miguel Cardoso wants to play. In that second half, there was a defender that was introduced, and it became a back three at some point, and pushing, the fullbacks in a Mashigo and a Murena. So you. Yeah, man. But if you remember what happened to Al Ahly last season, how they actually survived the group stages and ending up, getting to the finals and winning CAF Champions League. Last season, Al Ahly had no business in winning CAF Champions League because of how poor their group stages were. If maybe we could console ourselves with something as Mamelodi Sundowns fans, is how the pattern of Al Ahly was painted out last season, how poor they were in the group stages, and then when it came the knockout stages, they were a different animal. One who hopes that it will be a duplicate of this Mamelodi Sundowns fans, because the performances have not been great. But again, this is the first game where Cardoso is scoring 2 goals in one game, because it's been a whole lot of, or am I wrong? It's been a whole lot of 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Okay, no, I'm wrong. There's the other one, he won 2-0. But it's going to be interesting how he's going to employ, the players going into the last game against AS Rabat. It's going to be an interesting one. Now, going to this Maniema side, if they were, employing the dark arts of football like the North Africans do, they could have probably won this game after leading 1-0 for majority of that game. They scored in the critical phases of the first half at 39th minute, and then they allowed Sundowns to come back in the critical phases of the second half. But if they did exactly what Raja did to Sundowns last week, last week Sundowns were chasing ball boys. The technical team of Raja were fighting with the fourth official. It was delaying tactics almost everywhere. It's not something we saw with Maniema. I applaud them. At least this again just reflects how, Central Africa, Southern Africa, West Africa, East Africa are so different from the North African guys in terms of how because there's a whole lot of intimidation from North African clubs upon officials, upon, ball boys there. When their local team is leading, they are off. Hence you see Emudao getting a red card, because it's a combination of a whole lot of things that ended up frustrating the Mamelodi Sundowns fans. I think these 3 points, it's one that will be welcomed, and one that will be a relief for Cardoso and his technical team. And but it was not a beautiful game, but a whole lot of chances created. Let's just wait and see what's going to happen tonight. But congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns. Clearly, the absence of Emudao was felt today. Again, the players must be reminded not to collect silly and unnecessary, yellow cards, because look at where Grant Kekana was in this type of back three. He failed to take a yellow card for the team there. He doesn't have the pace. Had Mudao been there, I don't think this Katambala guy would have done that thing. But it is what it is. 3 points collected, and we're all waiting for that match day 6 with great excitement, depending on what's going to be happening tonight in Morocco. Now, you do support this channel by liking, by sharing, by commenting on the section below, and by watching all the ads. That's how you contribute to the channel. I really enjoy all types of engagement, and I do attempt to answer all types of comment, whether it's positive or negative. Remember, this is a platform of engagement. No need to be rude though, but you can do you are more than allowed to share your opinions. Let me end it there by declaring, may my God bless you all.